Deep in the southeastern corner of Nigeria, Abia State, Arochukwu local government, a quiet village in the clan of Aban. No cameras, no spotlight, no one watching, just a boy named Chike. Chike lived with his widowed mother and three younger brothers in a home held together by love, and barely anything else. His father had died just 2 years before, leaving behind no money, no property, nothing but memories. His mother, she was a warrior. Every single morning before the sun fully rose, she was awake, frying akara, stacking bread, pushing through the heat and the hunger and the heartbreak, all for her children. But warriors get tired, and by the time Chike finished primary school, his mother had nothing left to give. Chike was the firstborn son. In his culture, that meant something. It meant responsibility. It meant sacrifice. So at an age when other boys were sharpening their pencils and dreaming of the future, Chike picked up a tray, bread on one side, akara on the other, and he walked through village streets day after day selling, hustling, surviving. No classroom, no teacher, no future he could see. Just the road and the weight of the tray on his young hands. Have you ever had to bury a dream just to keep your family alive? Chike had, and he thought it was buried forever. Before we go any further, if this story is already hitting you somewhere deep, go ahead and like this video and subscribe, because this is exactly the kind of story we tell here. Real, raw and powerful. Don't miss what comes next. Now here's where everything changes. It was an ordinary day. Chike was doing his rounds, tray balanced, steps steady, when a man he had never seen before stopped him. His name was Mr. Amadi. A surveyor in the village for a government project, a city man in dusty surroundings. Mr. Amadi looked at Chike, really looked at him, and something didn't sit right. The boy was sharp-eyed and laughed, clearly intelligent. So why was he out here and not in school? He asked. Chike answered without flinching. We have no money, sir. My mother cannot afford my fees. Mr. Amadi didn't say I'm sorry. He didn't shake his head and walk away. He did something unexpected. He bought the entire tray, every last piece of bread, every ball of akara, and then he turned to the stunned villagers around him and gave it all away for free. Then he turned back to Chike and said, "Sit down. I want to talk to you." For 1 full hour, Mr. Amadi spoke. He talked about purpose, about potential, about how where you start does not have to be where you finish. He talked about the men and women who came from nothing, absolutely nothing, and built something extraordinary, not because the world handed them a chance, but because they refused to accept the ceiling others placed above them. Chike didn't move, didn't fidget, didn't look away. Every word was going straight into his chest, feeling something that had been empty for far too long. And when Mr. Amadi finally stopped speaking, Chike stood up slowly, looked him dead in the eyes and said, "Sir, I want to go back to school." Mr. Amadi smiled. "And you will." That same evening, Mr. Amadi walked with Chike back to their small home. He met Chike's mother, this tired, strong, worn-out woman who was giving everything she had and was running on fumes. And right there, in that humble space, Mr. Amadi placed Chike's school fees in her hands. Then he turned to Chike one last time. He said, "Don't let your background relegate you to the back. You may not have had a hand in how your life started, but your future is in your hands." The next morning, Mr. Amadi was gone, back to the city, back to his life. He left no address, no phone number, just those words. And Chike got to work. Secondary school, 6 years, not a single wasted moment. While others distracted themselves, Chike studied. While others gave excuses, Chike gave everything. And when those 6 years were done, he graduated as the best student in his entire school. But the journey wasn't over, it was just beginning. His mother, bless her, was honest with him. She could not fund the university. There was simply nothing left. So what did Chike do? He worked for an entire year, down to dusk, saving every naira, planning every move. And when he finally had enough to try, he got in. University, microbiology. Now picture this. Morning, Student, textbooks, lectures, labs. Evening, laundryman, scrubbing other people's clothes with his bare hands to pay his own fees. Day after day, week after week, semester after semester. There were nights Chike sat on the floor of his room, exhausted beyond words, and the thoughts crept in. What's the point? Why keep going? Is this even worth it? And every single time, he heard a voice, not from the room, from memory. Your future is in your hands. He will breathe, he will get up, he will keep going. Chike graduated with second-class upper degree. Then came the job hunt, and let me tell you, those streets do not make it easy. He worked, he applied, he got rejected, he worked some more. For nearly a year, the streets of Ibadan knew his shoes, but he did not stop. And then finally, a door opened. A renowned hospital, a position as a medical examiner. Chike didn't just take the job, he owned it. Within 2 years, his reputation has grown so much that his hospital selected him, out of everyone, to represent them at a federal government health seminar in Abuja. Abuja, the nation's capital. The auditorium was filled with professors, dignitaries, policymakers, the kind of room that makes your knees weak just walking into it. Chike stood at the podium in a suit with a mic, and he spoke. 30 minutes in, mid-sentence, something made it glance into the crowd. His voice almost caught in his throat. There, seated in the audience, looking back at him with wide eyes, was a face he had never forgotten. Mr. Amadi. After the event, Chike pushed through the crowd, heart pounding. He reached the man and shook his hand, and he said, "Sir, I'm Chike, the village boy from Abam, the boy with the bread and akara tray. Do you remember me?" Mr. Amadi looked at him, really looked at him, and then the smile broke across his face like sunrise. He remembered. Of course he remembered. Chike could barely find the words. Gratitude, awe, joy, all tangled together. He thanked Mr. Amadi over and over, voice thick with emotion. And Mr. Amadi, calm as ever, put a hand on his shoulder and said, "Now make sure you do the same for someone else. We need each other to thrive." Here is what I want you to take from Chike's story. Your starting point is not your destiny. Poverty is a circumstance, not a life sentence. Somewhere along the road, there will be a moment, maybe just a conversation, maybe a stranger, maybe just a quiet voice in your own head that asks you, do you still want more? The question is, will you say yes? Will you pick yourself up again and again even when the tray feels too heavy? Chike did, and look where he stood. Maybe you are the Chike in this story, still hawking, still waiting for your turn, still wondering if it's worth it. It is. Keep going. Or maybe, just maybe, you are the Mr. Amadi. You have something to give, a word, a resource, a little time. Don't hold it back, because you never know whose life you're about to change forever. If this story moved you, if it lit something up inside you, share it right now. Someone in your circle needs to hear this story. Drop a comment below and tell us, who is your Mr. Amadi? Who believed in you when you couldn't believe in yourself? Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.